The House of Endless Footsteps, 1993, Kyoto, Japan. They say a quiet house should feel still. But on one winter evening in Kyoto, a house on a narrow side street in Higashiyama felt anything but. It began with a single step, soft, deliberate, unmistakably human, echoing through an empty hallway. And within minutes those footsteps multiplied, circling the rooms, pacing the tatami floors, and rising and falling like the breath of a living thing. The first visitor to report it was a university student named Mika, who had gone to help her aunt clean the old residence before it was sold. She remembered the air being cold, the kind that slips under your sleeves and settles in your bones. The house had been empty for months, yet as she stood in the front entryway, she heard footsteps moving on the second floor. Slow, dragging, as though someone was exploring, one careful step at a time. Mika froze. She knew she was alone, but the footsteps continued. She climbed the stairs, each creak of the old wood echoing louder than the last. At the top, the sound stopped. Silence pressed in. Then, behind her, tap, 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 footsteps hurried down the hallway she had just walked through, though nothing and no one had passed her. Over the next few weeks, others entered the house, real estate agents, contractors, curious neighbors, and all heard the same thing. Footsteps upstairs when they stood downstairs, footsteps downstairs when they searched the rooms above, footsteps circling the exterior, even when the surrounding snow remained perfectly undisturbed. Some described them as light and playful, like a child running in circles. Others swore they were slow, heavy, almost tired. But all agreed on one haunting detail. The steps never led anywhere. They simply wandered, an endless loop. Local folklore offered theories. Some said the house sat on a crossroads of restless spirits. Others believed the footsteps belonged to a former owner who vanished without explanation decades earlier. A few claimed the house was listening, mimicking the last known sounds of those who had left it behind. But the most unsettling moment came in late spring, when a team of workers arrived to renovate the property. As they removed old floorboards, they found something strange beneath the tatami. Shallow impressions in the wooden planks, spaced like footprints, hundreds of them, etched into the grain as though pressed over and over through years of restless pacing. When the house was finally torn down that summer, the sounds stopped. But neighbors say that on cold, still nights, you can hear faint footsteps drifting along the empty lot, circling, searching, still walking nowhere at all. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share and subscribe to help the channel grow.